Hey guys, it's Bob from Northern Adventure. So it's the 13th of November in northern Wisconsin. Pretty cold out this morning, about 28 degrees. So I thought I'd run a cost comparison, and the reason I burn wood, basically, a couple different reasons, I guess. Cheaper, I feel. I made a phone call this morning to a local gas company and got their prices. But I want to go over what I do and my decision to why I burn firewood. It heats the house. My furnace hasn't run since early September when I started my fire my wood burner. Um, it's a pedestal burner inside the house. But basically, you can see my log pile here. I get this by the loggers load, so it's 10 or 11 cords of wood. I do have some cost with, the purchase of this was, I think it was $1,200. Now, a buddy of mine's a logger, and he needed some work on a building he's building next year. So I bartered with him. I got this load for $600. Now, let's go back to this being, say, the $1,200, because that's really what it cost. But this pile is going to last me about 2.5 years. So I do have some time consumed into it, though. I got to cut it, I got to split it with my splitter, and then I got to stack it. So just going to run through the whole process. So that I don't consider that valuable time because I consider this exercise to be cutting and splitting. It's something I've always enjoyed since I was about 15 years old. Now I cut it here, split it here, and I load it in the truck or the backhoe, and then we come over here with it. It's got to get stacked. I try to keep the stacks, covered somewhat so they don't stay wet all the time. So we got a little bit of drying time. Like I said, that load is going to last me about 2.5 years. So most of my wood is stacked right here. And I got some more back behind the garage here. As you can see. I'm thinking we're going to come close to having enough this year. I not sure, but we'll see how this goes. This is a new area that I'm stacking in, so I'm not sure how much I actually have unless I did some measuring. But I stacked some here for going from here to the house, and then I got some more stacked up here under the porch. So it comes from here, goes into the house. I got a little area that I have made up. Keeps my firewood nice and dry. And there's my pedestal burner. So I did some numbers this morning. Just a cost comparison, I guess. So, like I said, I got $1,200 invested in 2.5 years of my heating of the house. So, as of this morning, the local company, if you don't pay by cash, it's $1.89 a gallon, which makes for a 500-gallon tank. It brings it up to $945. Now, it's probably going to take me 1.5 tanks to heat the house for the year, for the winter. We heat our place for about six months here in northern Wisconsin. It's a long time. Which that number came out to be $1,417.50. If you paid cash, it's $1.79. Full tank is $8.95. Year and a half, or a tank and a half, is going to be $1,342. That's 1 year. Now, I said my pile of wood cost me from the logger $1,200. But if you break that down to me doing a little bit of labor for him, it was $600 for approximately 2.5 years worth of heating. $600. You can definitely see the cost comparison is to my advantage, I guess. So I also take this as good exercise. This is a good way to keep yourself moving. I usually go out when I do cut firewood. I don't go out there to cut the whole stack. I mean, I'm a little older than I can handle that anymore. Maybe when I was like 20 years old, I could probably handle the whole logger's cord in a day and then split the next day. But now I fill my saw up and I cut 1 tank's worth of gas, and then I split that. And then I'll do 1 or 2 truckloads a day stacking. So in about a 2-week period, and that's not working full time, that's 1 tank a day, maybe 3-4 days of a week, I can cut wood part-time for a 2-week period and have enough wood cut, split, and stacked for the year. 2 weeks. I try to do this in the springtime so the wood has time to dry, and so therefore it's seasoned and ready to go for the next year. I think there's a lot of people, they're scared of burning firewood. We've all known those people that have lost their house to a chimney fire or what have you, or a mistake that they made, in the installation of their flue pipe, or the creosote in the pipe. I burn strictly hard maple. I dry it for a minimum of 4 months. Now this next year's load will be, a year and a half. It'll be dry, so it'll be nice and dry. No, maple doesn't have a lot of creosote in it, first of all, and so therefore I don't worry too much about my chimney fires. I do try to keep the heat down on the pedestal burner. It's a nice steady heat. I don't have a fan blower motor on it. It heats my 1,400 square foot home very nicely. When it gets real frigid cold, like the 30 below type temperatures, I got a pellet stove upstairs to help out, but that's rarely running. I might run 1 or 2 bags of pellets through that a year. And then, of course, you got the forced air furnace that can back me up when I'm not home, or things get real cold. Then the 30 below, my furnace is going to be kicking on, I'll be honest. But very minimally, it might take me 2 years to have to order propane from the local company. That's, my garage is heated with a propane heater, one of those hot dog heaters, and my stove, of course, is propane, and my furnace. So I do use up a little bit of gas, but not as much as when I didn't run firewood. I burned a lot more propane, and it costs you 1.5 tanks a year, which we just talked about those costs. So I guess, in my opinion, I'm saving money. I'm outside with nature when I'm cutting my firewood, and the exercise value is huge. So hey, tell me what your thoughts are. If you guys burn wood, how many years have you been burning wood? I've been burning wood. I've been cutting, splitting, and stacking wood since I was about 15 years old in northern Wisconsin. This is one of the things that I do truly enjoy to do. I've had people say, yeah, I got those so many years of age, and I was just done cutting firewood. I love it. Like I said, I've been cutting it since I was 15 years old, and been burning firewood for a lot of years. And so yeah, tell me what your thoughts are. Like and subscribe, please, and throw a comment in the comments. Talk to you later, guys. Northern Adventure out.